Good morning, everybody. It's been forever. Um, so it's 6 a.m. in Griswold here. There you go. There's those things there. Drama, that'll help your OCD there if you see those first thing in the morning. They're almost cleaned up. I just got one to go there. So it's Monday morning, 6 a.m. Been forever since I did a video. So it's a little overcast today. Not supposed to rain. It's supposed to be 35 degrees Celsius today. Um, but it's a perfect day for filming. I tried the other day to do one when the sun was coming up at this time in the morning, and it was just playing havoc on the camera. So I thought we'll do a quick garden tour. I haven't done one yet this year. Some things have changed here, and there's some good stuff for all you leafers to look at there. So here's the old succulent garden. It's grown a little bit from last year. I sort of made it a little bit bigger, retaining wall, added another box or two, added to my collection of succulents. I bought a bunch of new cactus and like chrysula and echeveria type succulents that I really like. Agaves I'm sort of getting into. I bought a bunch of new little baby agaves. There's some more up there. There's the old skull in the garden. And then this girl here, my wife and I have had this agave, Octopus agave, for probably 30 years. And it's probably at the end of its life cycle there. Their nickname is that they call them the century plant because they can live up to 100 years. But apparently once they bloom, that's it. They've kicked the bucket. I wondered why it didn't look quite right at the beginning of this year. And then it shot this big monster flower spike up here. So like most succulents, they're called monochronic. That means a lot of them when they send up, like even here on the sempervium, when they send up these blooms here, after they bloom, that actual one it came out of will die. And that's true with quite a few different kinds of succulents. So we'll see, but I think that's the end of this guy. But it's kind of a spectacular way to go out, hey? So, okie doke. So I just started my watering here in the morning. So here's the other side of the garden. So Tuscany and I did a torso together, like the rustic dry pack. We did two actually. Then we mounted it here on this big rock. We brought the rock over with the forklift. And with his construction skills, we got that thing stuck in there with a piece of ready rod and a washer. And actually, I'll show you here how it's done. So he's hollow, the torsos. So it's hollow. And then, oh, isn't that cute? There's our initials in there. And there's the ready bar coming up through the rock with a washer and a nut on it. And there's epoxy in there too. But it looks kind of cool when you first walk up in the garden. You see that there. So a lot of this is new addition too. A lot of these plants on this side of the garden, it's starting to fill out a bit. Pardon me. I'm clearing my throat. I haven't spoken all morning. Now I'm a little gravelly. So here we go. There's a bunch of Asiatic lilies starting to bloom. This is when I do my watering first thing in the morning. I want to get some timers in here this year too, so it kind of frees me up. So here's that butter burr that I planted last year. It's a variegated variety, obviously. Didn't know if it was going to take, but boy oh boy, it really took off, and getting some really good leaf size on it. Really similar to like a big ligularia leaf. They're kind of cool, and I'm really liking it. They look like they can be a little bit invasive. But it looks like it's pretty easy to control, I think, once you can get a handle on it, get in there and dig little clumps out. There's a couple Japanese rhubarium over there. Just planted those last year. They're coming along not bad. There's a ligularia. All of these guys are heavy water lovers. The butter burr, if you come in the afternoon, it's all droopy and floppy, and in the morning it perks itself up, but they're all high water needy plants. There's the Gunnera that I didn't think was going to survive. That was the first year leaving them out when we had a big long stretch of minus 20 C this winter, but lo and behold, they worked. What are those called? Those are Bergensia, I think. Pardon my Latin if I don't pronounce it correctly, but Bergensia, some people call them pig squeak. They're kind of cool leaf for casting. That's just my potting soil and a compost. I feed birds in the morning up there on the post, and over there you might hear in the background there's little quails running around and sparrows. They're all sitting up on the fence over there. So anyway, here's pumpkin, beans, yum yum yum. I love my beans. Zucchini, and there's long English cucumbers in the background there. So now we'll head back this way. So there it is. There's the old forklift. Haven't used it much this year. So it's nice to see so many new members, and everybody's going leaf crazy. It's nice, and a lot of great support from the membership there, like Lahav and Webb and Kiz and Drama, and everybody's jumping in and helping all the newbies and helping each other. It's great, and I think Carvet, you're well on your way. Excellent work. So here's just some stuff. I bought this last year, this piece in Vancouver, just this old vintage galvanized thing. Didn't know what to do with it, so turned it into sort of a high-rise for succulents. I'm kind of a sucker for all these. Well, I'm just a sucker, but I'm a sucker for vintage stuff. So here was somebody had seen this in the background. Can't remember who. This old Williams sewing machine, and I did have a nice plank for it, but it cupped over the winter, so I didn't know what to do. So I had these old box lids, and it fits actually perfect. So I made another little succulent garden out of it, or display. So you can see things have really filled in this year out here. I still haven't started. I've been talking for 2 years about the water feature, but come hell or high water, I'm putting it in this year. Probably going to start in a couple weeks, digging a little bit every day, and that's going to go over here in this little bald patch in there. So here's, I don't know if I ever showed this before. This is, you can buy the little 99-cent Drexinia that you can get at your garden store. Well, this is what happens when you keep it in a greenhouse. I think this thing is about 6 or 7 years old. It's kind of cool. It's gotten really big. And I drag it in the greenhouse. We'll see. It's up to the ceiling in the greenhouse. I don't know how much longer I can keep it. But so let me talk about... just let me show you here first. Sorry. Here's the Hosta garden. And I used to have that big, huge, giant ligularia that was here. It was big, huge, bushy. But I don't know what the heck happened over the winter, but that's all I got left. So hopefully it's going to come back. This is the T-Rex Hosta here. I have it at the house, and the leaves are probably almost triple that size. I don't know why this one isn't putting out. The leaves aren't growing. I mean, it looks exactly the same as that Summon substance. Pretty common over there. But we'll see. Hopefully, I'm just started fertilizing the heck out of it. I want to see if I can get the leaf size a little bit bigger. Okay, so I usually keep the Gunnera in the greenhouse. And what happened this year is I had about 3 huge corms, and I split them all up. And I had 3 big pots. That's the 2 in front of me here, and the 1 blue one there. And I had them in the greenhouse, and they just didn't look right. They weren't doing their thing. And you can see at the same time that large rectangular one in the background, I put it out at the same time the other ones went in the greenhouse, and look at the difference. Now you're going to see it. See how fried up it was? So I brought them out of the greenhouse, and I fully expected this. I brought them out of the greenhouse. Usually you should keep them in the shade for a while, but I didn't. I brought it straight out, and like I said, it's been in the 30s here the last few days, so you can see it's all, the leaves are shriveled up. I expected that's going to happen, but it's going to come back. The new leaves will come up, and they'll be bigger and better. These ones over here are faring a little bit better because they get a little more shade. But like I said, they don't like it here because we have really low humidity and high temps in the summertime. So they're a bit fussy, but that one over in the back, the big one, is looking really good. So we'll see. It's just worth experimenting. So There's the castor beans. There's two different varieties. I think the one in the front here is called Zanzibar. And I can't remember what the one in the back is. The one in the back, it's double the size, I think. But these are, they get 8, 10, 12 feet tall, these suckers. So they're just starting to get some size now. But in another month, they'll be way over the tops of the rebar there. So I do stake them just in case the wind comes up. But once they're really established, their stalks are super thick and heavy, like a big bamboo stalk. So you can see rhubarb is done. It's already starting its second batch over there. See in the back. And here's the Japanese rhubarb. It's ready to get cut down. It's sort of done its thing already. I actually didn't cast any this year. I have quite a bit in stock, so I didn't cast any. They're good for doing bowls and stuff as well, but it's time for me to move on. In the background, you can see another rhubarb back there. It's ready to get cut back down too. I've done my supply of leaves for this season anyway. Well, not this season, but in the fall when everything comes back, I'll do some more. But right now it's time for me to move on to other things. So I wanted to mention about the Japanese rhubarb. What's kind of cool is if you're a leaf goof like me, you can see the pretty colors on them like that. Now is the time. I like to take pictures and sort of keep them on file. I'm one of these geeks. When I see cool colors on a leaf, I take pictures and I have a little file. So for future reference when I'm painting, sometimes I'll pull up some of the pictures and then try and mimic what nature had done with it. So there's some kind of cool colors going on there. But I don't know if you guys are like me, if you take it quite that serious. So here's other stuff for casting. Black kale on the left-hand side. And then there's 3 different kinds of cabbage. Reaction were Rosa and Melissa. They all have sort of cool leaves. These ones are these big smooth leaves. That's Reaction over there. And I think this is Melissa here. And then that's Rosa. And you can see like the backs, they get really super veiny. They're awesome. We're going over here. We've got peppers and we've got spaghetti squash and snow peas growing. So I keep pretty busy in the morning. This is when I do this for an hour or so in the morning. I come out and look after the farm. And this greenhouse, not much in it. This is sort of more storage, but this is sort of my new thing now. Is I'm trying to propagate my own succulents, and you can see how they come from a leaf, and you can see how they're just starting to do their thing. There you go. That's how you make baby succulents. These are Echeveria, different kinds here, but you can see they're coming along. It's a different sort of process. So even like these little nubbies here, they're all getting roots and starting to grow in that medium. I make my own medium. You just use a potting soil, 1 part potting soil to 1 part coconut chore and 1 part vermiculite. Make it nice and light, and it dries out and drains really fast. So okay, let's go over here. So got some more. These are these crazy white strawberries that taste like pineapples. I just put them in this year. Let them grow up this year. Onions, yum yum yum. So this greenhouse, it's looking pretty empty because I moved the Gunnera out. So here's this big monster Philodendron split leaf. I think I'll do 1 or 2 of these this year and do a couple of vids. I've never done a vid on this guy. He's a real challenge. He'll you can see like with the overlapping leaves, etc. I think Lahav, you referenced it before on how to do those, but it is a challenge. But there's the banana in the back and the elephant ears. I just had a bout of spider mites, so I had to take a lot of leaves off and did a spray. As much as I hate spraying, I did do a spray in here. But they'll grow by the end of summer. These suckers will be up to the ceiling and they'll be huge. So that's it. I haven't done a vid for ages. Was feeling kind of bad. Like I said, I tried to do one the other day when the sun was coming up in the morning, and either I couldn't look into the viewfinder and see what I was filming, or it didn't show. It was just too bright on the other end. So This is a perfect morning for it. So take care, everybody, and I'll do some more vids. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. I was just wondering if one day what I might do is I'll make a post and everybody can send me a private message with questions, and then I'll do a video and answer those questions, read them live, no, not live, read them as I do the video, and be able to point things out or show you in the shop how to do a couple things. So I was thinking that's not a bad idea. So but I'll post something, see what you guys all think, see if I can get enough questions to do a video together, and it can be on any topic, anything. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. And thanks again for watching, everybody, and keep on leafing. Bye, gang.